Hi, welcome to Explaining De-Evolution. So, we were talking about the deluxe edition of the first phase. A lot of times with the deluxe editions, well, not a lot of times, but all the times, they will be more of side stories or kind of characterization. They're not really important to the main story, but they do have some little things that can teach us more about Trisch and his cult. This song in particular, Anthropogenic Assertion, is introducing a hymn that will become very popular and very much a important factor and detail in this story, but more in later parts. This is just our introduction to it. This is when we're first introduced to the actual hymn. In this little deluxe edition, we end where the original edition came off, and these three songs kind of explain more about our frivolous god here, our god or demon, depending on how you look at him, and it's going to explain more about how he is. Characterization. So stay tuned. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go on my channel, find the playlist with lyrical analysis. You'll understand the first EP. You probably should, because this isn't going to make a lot of sense without it. And have a good day. Look forward to seeing you in the next one. Hello, and welcome to Explaining De-Evolution. This song, Murder Sermon, is actually kind of the more important song on these additional three, because this is kind of telling us about their sermons, about the cult's kind of rituals that they perform. And these rituals are called murder sermons. This term isn't used a lot throughout the series, but that is what they call them, murder sermons. So this kind of shows us how malevolent our God is in this song, because Trisch talks through most of it. This is kind of showing how sadistic he is. He does not have the best intentions for his cult. He does not see them as equals. He sees them as worshippers, as people that he can use and abuse. And that's really what it comes down to. So this song is kind of them performing a murder sermon, and we kind of get to see how malevolent this god really is. Hello, and welcome to Explaining De-Evolution. This is for the 9th song, the final song in the deluxe edition of the first phase of De-Evolution. This song is called Outcast. And although this doesn't have much to do with the cult itself, we learn a lot about Trisch here. Trisch was once in heaven and hell, but he was outcasted for his ideas. Obviously, he wasn't liked by his contemporaries, and this kind of gives us his motivation behind this cult. So this adds another layer of, it's not just, a cult because he's sadistic, but he has something to prove. He has something he feels like he has to prove. And this is kind of what we're going to explore more in the next part of this series, the second phase of De-Evolution. We're kind of going to see him trying to prove something, trying to prove who he is. And obviously, she does not like that. I use different pronouns because technically Trisch isn't any gender, but he's all genders at once. But he is a malevolent god, which we've established so far. And this is him kind of explaining to us why he is doing this. Why is he an outcast? Why is he making this cult? And this motive will kind of reveal itself in the coming parts. So stay tuned.